Round Challenge Cup tie then. It's Wigan against Salford, two champions, the centenary champions Wigan against the Division 1 champions, the Salford Reds. Do you think they're going to have to prove the point early on? They really can't afford to let Wigan build up a head of steam, can they?
No, it's obviously the first 20 minutes mistake. They've got to be very little mistakes in the first 20 minutes, and we'll just have to wait and see whether the nerves get at them or not. Is another thing.
Well, a great crowd here at the Willows. Fantastic to see a full house, almost a full house, must be around the 10,000 capacity, as Salford, through Steve Blakely, get the game underway, and big Scott Gwinnell takes the ball up for the first time and makes good progress before he's brought to the ground by Cliff Eccles. Horton taking it up now. Savelio runs straight into the imposing figure of Scott Gwinnell. Oh, it's a good step from Steve Hampson, greeted by former colleague Sean Edwards. But Salford really powering on the pressure now, going through the line through Cliff Eccles, but held just short of that line. Lee, Forber on the burst, Panapa switches, great switch. Scott Naylor held just short. Lee tries the grubber kick, as looks to be hauled down. The ball goes loose, and Mr. Campbell awards the try, and it's David Young, I think, who got the touchdown. It was Lee's little grubber kick that caused chaos in the Wigan defence, and David Young just got there, according to referee David Campbell. That's a fantastic start for Salford.
Can't ask for anything more than that, really. Very good, like, drop-off passes. There was everything in that set of six.
And referee Mr. Campbell just suggesting to Burgess that he keeps his cool as Blakely carves through that Wigan defence. But Robinson comes to tackle. Fifth tackle. Burgess. Mark Lee. Scott Naylor. Naylor looking for the line. He's in. A second try for Salford. And again, Wigan, as Jed was saying, caught out wide.
Yeah, I mean, two ex-Wigan players. I mean, Steve Blakely made the break up the middle. Quick play of the ball. They got the ball out wide to Scott Naylor. Nice drop-off pass. Try time.
McAvoy trying to outstrip Redlinski. Can't do that. But again, as Hampson sets himself up for the drop goal and pulls it well wide. Cliff Eccles running at the heart of the Wigan defence. Now David Young, scorer of that first Salford try, takes on Connolly. Farrell there with the challenge. And Salford are keeping up their momentum. Blakely with the switch with Lee. There's Naylor with the burst. Naylor goes past Lee. Naylor looking for the line. He's lost the boot, but he's got to the line. And Scott Naylor gets his second try. He lost a boot. It didn't stop his progress. And again, the Wigan defence was exposed. And far from Wigan getting the early score they wanted, it's Salford Reds who've struck again. They lead by 18 points to 4, and that Wigan defence again, Jed.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in the Wigan's half most of this half. It's just simple rugby, really. They get the ball out wide. Scott Naylor straightened up, went through the gap and went for the line. It's simple stuff, really. I think Wigan should start panicking now.
They've begun to look a bit weary. Lee. Ball out wide. Rogers gets the ball out, and the try is not given. It looked like Hampson was in, but he's given a forward pass, and the touch judge on that far side just indicating to referee David Campbell that the ball from Rogers to Steve Hampson was forward, and it did look a shade forward from here, Jed. Salford in possession. Here's McAvoy. Peter Edwards did well to get that ball away to Savelio. That's the fifth tackle though, and still Salford just inside the Wigan half. Blakely for Lee. Lee deciding to run it. Oh, and a great break from Mark Lee. Lee gets it out. With Scott Martin with the chance. And Salford are going to score again. It's Scott Martin with the try. And that has stunned Wigan. An incredible break from Mark Lee. And Scott Martin just managed to get through the challenge and then sensibly went round close to the sticks. And Wigan, hands on hips, trudged back to their own line, and Mark Lee, I think, just caught them cold there. They were expecting the kick.
Obviously they was expecting the kick. Only one or two of the Wigan players moved in. The others held off, creating gaps, and there you go. It looks like it's going to be another 6 points.
Because Salford, the First Division champions, coached by the former Wigan scrum half Andy Gregory, are on the verge of a historic victory, ending this remarkable Challenge Cup domination of the Riversiders. Salford have possession. They have 4 minutes to go. And here goes Scott Martin again. One of the Salford try scorers. Blakely, the man of the match. Mark Lee, who must have run him close. That looked forward. It's not, according to the referee. And Darren Rogers will seal this victory. Salford 30, Wigan 10. And Darren Rogers is mobbed by his teammates. Blakely will have the simple task from in front of the posts of adding the extra points. No, he has disallowed the try. The referee has disallowed the try. He consulted the linesman, and the Salford players don't believe it.
No, I mean, it's all happened a little.
Well, there goes the hooter, and Salford celebrates. The fans are on the pitch. And great delight here at the Willows, because Salford have ended Wigan's domination of the Challenge Cup. They've beaten the champions, the Challenge Cup holders, for the last 8 years by 26 points to 16.
John, this is a tremendous day for Salford Reds, isn't it?
Well, I've been coming down here since 1967, and we've had a bit of success with when we won the Second Division Premiership and the Championship. But today, it's not sunk in yet. Wigan, everybody knows, are formidable, and we set our stall today. We have been playing well for a number of matches now. We've got, obviously, confidence and belief in ourselves. And, I'm just delighted to be the chairman of Salford Rugby League Club, which I do believe is going in the forward direction.
And credit to the coach as well. I mean, the players did it on the park, but obviously masterminded from the sidelines.
Yes, Andy Gregory, he knows the game inside out. He's done it at all levels. He's played at all levels, and he knows the game of rugby league. And he knew how we had to win this game today, as we've gone into some encounters in the First Division this season. And I'm delighted for the little fella, me, because he's a little bit hard to work with. He's got a mind of his own, which you could imagine. He had that on the field, but I'm delighted for him, and of course his backroom staff, John Foran and Stephen Neal, who support him really very well indeed.
The fans were singing "We're on the way to Wembley." Are you thinking in those terms yet?
No, I don't think so. I think we've 2 games to go, and after the second game at this time, I think I'll be singing myself, but we've won a game today, and we've won it very well. But
you've made history.
We have made history, we really have, but you've got to really think that there's still some good sides there. We're watching the draw very carefully tomorrow, but I think the way we are playing and the confidence in the team, I think we'll match anybody on the day. And of course, we'd like to have it at the Willows.
We've set us a stall out before the competition started. 4 games, your 5th one's at Wembley. 2 down, 2 to go.
Would this be one of the most satisfying victories, either as a player or now as a coach?
I think it's one of the, when the final Luta went, because you never can relax against Wigan, and when the final Luta went, it was it matches anything that I ever happened to me as a player. It was a tremendous feeling, you know,